Hi, I'm Katie Sawyer, and this is That's My Farm. Today we're visiting with Kevin and Marianne Kniebel on their farm and ranch outside of White City, Kansas. We'll be learning more about their cattle operation, their unique marketing aspects, their crop rotations, so stay tuned.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress, powered by Kansas farmers.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Hi, I'm Katie Sawyer. Welcome to That's My Farm. Today I'm here with Kevin and Marianne Kniebel on their farm and ranch outside of White City, Kansas. Kevin, can you talk to me a little bit about the history of your farm and ranch?
Sure. In 1868, my great-grandfather settled here, and it's continued through the generations. There's now 3 of us involved, my dad, my brother and I, and our families. And you know, we've always marketed our cattle. We've never sold a calf off the farm. So all our cattle are always finished when they leave. And from marketing through the railhead to Kansas, hauling them to Kansas City, and then going on to the packer at Emporia at the time, IBP. And so that's kind of the history in a nutshell, but we've progressed through the years, and this background that you see is where the original homestead was.
And Marianne, talk to me about how the different techniques you guys have used, and talk about just kind of how the cattle themselves have changed over the years, different breeds or different grazing techniques.
You know, they were pretty much a Hereford operation. They had used some black bulls and had baldies. When Kevin and I got married, me coming in with a master's in repro, had done a lot of ET and AI work. We wanted to go ahead and start AI in cows, and we bought a semen tank from a sale in Oklahoma that had a bunch of Red Angus semen in it, and that was our introduction to the Red Angus, and we really liked how the cattle were, and things kind of progressed from there to where we pretty much do a 3-breed rotation with the Red Angus, the Angus, and the Hereford, and like the heterosis and the combination that brings to us. And then in '95, being a small feedlot operation, you know, we have a 1,000 head feedlot that we finish cattle out for ourselves and for our bull customers. Worrying about sustainability of that operation is what led us into U.S. premium beef and the market access that it gave us so that we can continue to do what we've been doing.
And talk about how the buy-in of the U.S. premium beef has changed your marketing and then your emphasis on quality, because you guys do place a lot of emphasis on the quality of the cattle that you guys are raising. And
that's been that was a very steep learning curve when we first sent those first cattle to the grid, because you go from selling cattle like we did live, where you had very little information coming back, to going on a grid and you get all your information back. We used to think that last 30 days on feed, for instance, was let's just get them gone as soon as we can, and we realized that putting more days on those cattle is where your true premiums come in, and it was not a sink of money. It was a pool, and pretty steep curve of learning how to manage those cattle to fit those endpoints.
Well, it sounds like you guys have evolved as the market has evolved and the industry has evolved, and you guys continue to run a very successful operation.
Well, thank you, and hopefully we'll have it set up for the next generation. Chuck's got 3 kids, we've got 2 kids. None of them at this point are ready to come back to the farm, but you know, at some point they'd like to, we hope, and we want to make sure we have something left to send on to them. So
I understand. Stay tuned for more on That's My Farm.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at beyondtheelevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome. That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Katie Sawyer here with Kevin and Marianne Kniebel. We are in Morris County, west of White City. Kevin, talk to me a little bit about your cattle, what genetics you're using and what processes you're using to improve your cattle herds.
Katie, we have a 3-breed rotation involving Red Angus, and also Hereford. We utilize that to get the most heterosis that we can, and it's working very well for us.
Marianne, you guys emphasize quality in all your cattle, so what are you guys doing to ensure you're always producing the highest quality animals?
You know, since we finish out all of our own calves, we get a lot of carcass data on everything, and so that gives us a feedback on the genetic choices that we make. And so, you know, we tend to want it all. We want the good performance, we want a good replacement heifer, but we still want a good steer. And we've stayed with the British breeds of the 3-breed rotation because they do tend to have the highest quality as far as in the carcass, but they also do very well in our environment here and are easy keeping cattle, and also a little more docile when it comes to working with, you know, grandpa's kids and everything that we have.
Okay.
So,
moving forward, what are you guys looking forward to in terms of genetics? What are you guys going to continue working with? You guys have evolved over the years, so what do you see as far as evolution moving forward?
I think each breed, you know, has their strengths and weaknesses, so we have to, you know, just improve on what we have for a base. And you know, genetic testing is very important. You know, it seems like each breed has their, like I said, weaknesses, so we'll look at that and go forward from there.
we can utilize a lot of AI, especially in the registered side, to try to choose those traits that we're trying to enhance, and that's one of the benefits of the age we live in now with the genomic testing and the better EPDs compared to when we first started 25 years ago AIing. It, you know, you had a birth weight, but you didn't have a lot for EPDs, so a lot of the enhancements that have happened through science has been a boon to those of us trying to make better choices.
Marianne, you talk about heterosis, but Red Angus and Black Angus are two very interrelated breeds. How do you get heterosis with those two?
You know, that's a good question, Katie, because, you know, we talk about this a lot, you know, in our circle of friends, but, you know, if you look at like genetic testing, you can't do the same genetic test on a Black Angus as you can a Red Angus. Those breeds have evolved so differently, and we see heterosis when we cross a red and a black. And the way you can't deny that is in longevity of the cow, because on our commercial cows, when they age out of the herd is the same as if they're a baldy cow. So you are seeing heterosis in that cross because they are really genetically different.
Very good. We'll be back with more on That's My Farm.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care. Our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
National Bank Ag Professional. You'll be in good company. They'll help you track expense lines, manage variable input costs, assess ground agreements, pick a crop protection plan. These times demand ag professionals. Central National Bank. You could profit from what they know. Ag operations run better on Central Time.
Central National Bank. Money for life.
Member FDIC in your hometown since 1884.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan from Doc Talk. If you miss us on Monday morning, you can join us at 6:30 a.m. every Sunday morning on RFD TV. Doc Talk has a national following. We're sure glad that you joined us on Mondays, but if you miss us and you want to catch us out on a Sunday morning, get up at 6:30 a.m. and we'll be right there, RFD TV, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll see you down the road.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Katie Sawyer here with Kevin and Marianne Kniebel on their farm and ranch outside White City, Kansas. Kevin, I understand you guys welcome some visitors to the farm every couple of years. Tell me about that.
Yes, Katie, we try to have the second and third graders out. They always ask for a field trip, and so we bring them out and they learn all about the farm, from the grains to the cows and everything in between. So they have a lot of fun climbing on tractors. You know, this year we gave them a ear tag of cows, and they went out and tried to find their cow, in which they did find them. And it was all fun and education for them. They really enjoy it, and we hope to do more of that.
And you guys are in a fairly rural setting, but do you feel like a lot of the kids that you bring onto the ranch still have that connection with the farm, or is a lot of this first-time visits for some of those kids? You know,
as a rule, we probably run about 10% of the kids have actual farm roots, and but this year there was a higher percentage. But no, they you know, there's just a lot of them that don't know that much, but they're very receptive to things.
That's a great learning opportunity you guys are providing. Marianne, what else are you guys doing in terms of helping advocate for agriculture and just advocating for your own family farm?
You know, we're not speakers, we're not bloggers or anything like that. We leave those to the people who are really good at it. But we do believe in being very active within our community and within the industry. Kevin's brother Chuck is the fire chief up at Delavan. He's also on Quails Unlimited. Kevin was on the school board for a long time. He's on the Farm Bureau board. We're both been involved with KLA, so we've been on their boards, currently on their boards, and CBA's board. I'm on Secretary Vilsack's advisory committee. Any ways that we can help enrich the industry, we feel it's very important to give. You get so much more back than what you give, so it's really time well spent.
And how does that help you guys in terms of bringing messages back to the farm, or helping just, you know, improve what you guys are doing on the ground? You know, you learn something from everybody you visit with. I bet you really enjoy your position, and look at all the things you get to learn as you go see people. We feel the same way. There are things you can pick up from what other people do that you say, you know, this is something I could take home and tweak a little and make it fit our operation. And that's where you really gain a lot of information from what other people tell you. Marianne, I understand you were involved in the Carl program. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience and what you're able to take from your time with that organization?
You know, the Carl program was just amazing. Not only do you learn so much more about your state and things that are involved within your state than you ever thought you would, but you also learn from across the country, and then with the international trip from across the world. Opens up your eyes to so many things that you didn't realize were not that far from you, and kind of helps remind you to not go through life with your blinders on. Pay attention to what's going on and be involved.
And I understand because those classes, you guys are together so much, you probably made some great relationships with your classmates.
There are no secrets between you when you're done after spending that much time together, but it's such an eclectic mix because you have lawyers, you have, I mean, every kind of person involved, and they do that on purpose. And it's wonderful because you learn something different from all of them, and that was the best part of the whole deal, was what you learned from your classmates.
Sounds like you had a great experience. More when we come back on That's My Farm.
Tar Waters has what you need for all seasons for around the farm and home. Working, hunting, growing, feeding, snow removal, even fun for the kids. And a service department with experienced techs to help keep your equipment in top running condition. Tar Waters has a huge selection and the best prices. Tar Water Farm and Home, family owned and operated since 1978. They have what you need.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Hey folks, it's Dr. Dan from Doc Talk and Ag AM in Kansas, and That's My Farm. Be sure to stop in and join us at the Kansas State Fair. We're going to be down there, we're going to be walking around, we're going to be in the birthing center. Join us, come say hi, we can't wait to see you.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie Rodina.
And I'm Dawn Dawson with the Better Horses Radio Show.
For over 9 years, we've been bringing the Better Horses Radio Show to markets all across the Midwest. We talk about God, lots about horses.
We talk about cows, we talk about horse health, we talk to top trainers, and we even talk about Roy Rogers.
We're having a blast with Better Horses Radio Show and would love to take it to a market near you.
So visit our website at betterhorsesradio.com and let us or your local radio station know you'd like to hear it in your area.
The Better Horses Radio Show is unbelievable.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Katie Sawyer here with Kevin and Marianne Kniebel on their farm and ranch outside of White City, Kansas. Kevin, in addition to caring for your cattle, you guys also raise crops. Tell me a little bit about your farmland and what you guys grow.
Sure. We raise a whole host of crops. Wheat, grain sorghum, corn, soybeans, alfalfa, and you know, with some cash grain and a lot of it tailored to the livestock operation. We have a rotation that we follow soybeans with wheat, and then wheat followed with either grain sorghum or corn, and that seems to work quite well. And not saying that it won't get tweaked at some point, but that's where we're at right now.
And have you guys tried implementing any new strategies such as cover crops?
We've done that a little bit, just experimentally, and I know a lot of people are sure making it work and seeing a lot of benefits from it. But we'll continue to work in that area and you know, and see how it plays in with no-till and you know, cattle feed and everything else.
And because you guys grow your own crops, you guys are able to control a lot of the inputs that go into your feed. So how does that help you in terms of management and then just profitability of the whole operation?
When you can use crop residue for cows when the grass season is over and not have to feed them until they come back to the calving pastures in January, you know, it adds another 3 months that you are not physically feeding those cows. They're out feeding themselves. They require very little supplementation. So it definitely adds to the profitability, but also to the labor side.
Good. And the drought that's affected all of Kansas, have you guys tailored what you guys are doing on the crop side, and has that affected the feed rations and what you guys have played with in terms of feedstuffs?
We've planted, you know, after harvest crops to provide extra forage or extra grazing. You know, follow wheat with some of those crops, and so we've done that, and you know, you utilize straw, you utilize a lot of things that you traditionally don't do, but at the same time you do have to feed that soil when you do that. You know, you need to be on top of your soil nutrition and all that to make that sustainable.
Sounds like you guys have a full plate. Join us for more on That's My Farm.
This is the fast track to more jobs and America's energy independence. Advanced performance is here, now. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan from Doc Talk. If you miss us on Monday morning, you can join us at 6:30 a.m. every Sunday morning on RFD TV. Doc Talk has a national following. We're sure glad that you joined us on Mondays, but if you miss us and you want to catch us out on a Sunday morning, get up at 6:30 a.m. and we'll be right there, RFD TV, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll see you down the road.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Katie Sawyer here in Morris County, Kansas with Kevin and Marianne Kniebel. Marianne, you mentioned earlier you guys have never sold a calf off this ranch before. So talk to me about your marketing, because that must mean some unique things for you guys.
You know, being a conception to consumption ranch is maybe a little different in that we actually have a feedlot instead of just, you know, selling calves when they're weaned. And in the 90s, we started to get concerned about the longevity of our operation. Are we going to be able to continue to do that? And that was what kind of led us to be part of the formation of U.S. Premium Beef, which has served us well to give us market access and be able to maintain what we do. The value-added things that have come around in the last 10 years are just a bonus that we hadn't really planned on. The market access is still what's important for us so that we can continue to feed our own grains to our cattle and get them marketed in a good way. Because we want to make sure that we have something here for the next generation to work with and build on.
And Kevin, talk about what that means for the next generation. Have your marketing tactics and changes proved successful?
Oh, I think so. You know, we're all part of a team. My dad and brother and our families all work together, and then you know, one of the next generations here in the background. And so I think that moving forward, it's just going to help further things along. There's always room for improvement, but I think we're heading in the right direction.
And you guys do allow, you guys have a sale each year to allow the public to access some of your genetics and your animals. Talk to me about your sale. Where can we find information, and when will the sale be happening?
Our sale is always the first Friday of November. It actually happens at Downey Ranch, which is east of Manhattan. And we have a website. It's kcattle.com, the letter K, cattle.com. And that will have all the information on the sale. We sell 20-month-old bulls, and we sell bred commercial heifers.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us on That's My Farm.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.